Yo, YouTube, what up? What's the dealio, y'all? We got another week in the books, man. Another week in the books. What's the deal, y'all? How y'all doing? Listen, we got a lot to talk about today, man. If you just tuning in, say what's up in the comments. Let me know where you tuning in from. All right. We got a lot to talk about today. Okay. We got a lot to talk about today. We got to get ready for this week as well. All right. So yeah, man. What's the dealio, y'all? What's the dealio? How's everybody feeling? Be sure to like this video, man. Like this live as well, okay? Like this live. Say what's up. Let me know where you tuning in from. All that good stuff. All right. What's up, Best Beezy? Gerald, what up? QTZ, what's the dealio? What up, Shally? Key, what up? All right. Yeah, what's the dealio, y'all? Listen, man. I wanted to do this a little bit earlier. I know we got the NBA Finals. So I don't know who's a basketball fan, so I just wanted to get in a little bit early. Shally actually told me to go earlier because I was gonna go later. But yeah, man, we gonna start this off. What's up, Michael? Best Beezy, ready for the week? What's up, Black Rose? Wilt to the fee. What's up from the DMV? Listen, we gonna get this thing started in 1 second. Let me get a napkin real quick. All right, y'all. So check this out, man. So I hopefully everybody been paying attention to what's going on in the news, okay? He said, yeah, boy. Yeah. Be sure to like this video, y'all. Like this video. But I don't know who's paying attention to the news. Been kind of like watching it like a hawk all weekend. It is confirmed that the U.S. has struck Iran. Okay, Iran. So let's talk about this and let's decode this, right? So I want you guys to understand that it's not always about what play to get into, but it's about understanding what's going on in the market, right? What's going on in the market and how is that going to be affected by things, okay? So we're gonna talk about all of this stuff. There were some indications that the market was gonna be coming down. Okay, when we look at the charts, and I'm gonna show y'all some of these things, but I want to talk about the actual, the global stuff, right? So we got Iran, got Israel, U.S., right? Russia, China, all this stuff going on, right? Okay, so basically, over the weekend, Trump sent bombers into Iran. They struck. Now, before that, Iran said, hey, if the U.S. get involved, it's going to get ugly, okay? Now, the U.S. has more aircraft than Iran by far, but when it comes to nuclear bombs, one of Iran's allies has more bombs than we do, right, as America. So it's like, how does all these things, play a factor into what's going on? So when we simplify everything, because I want to simplify everything, all right? First things first, I want you guys to understand, don't be worried and anxious and stuff like that, right? Let me ask y'all a question, right? When y'all first started trading, when you woke up and you saw a red day, did you ever get anxious? If you got anxious on a red day, but before the market opened, you just wake up and you see your Robin Hood or whatever, and you see the market is down in pre-market, did you get nervous? Yes or no? Right? Let me know that in the comments. Did you get nervous when the market was red before the market even opened? If you got nervous when you saw that, let me know in the comments. Yes or no? Because I did in the beginning, okay? When I first started trading and the whole pre-market was red, I would get nervous because I'd be like, dang, what's going to happen? It's all this uncertainty, right? I don't know what's going to happen, how I'm going to make money. I'm going to lose money just because I see red, right? I've been there before, okay? So I want you guys to understand that. And I also want you guys to understand that no matter what, you're going to be good, okay? No matter what, I'm going to be good. You're going to be good. I'm going to be good, okay? So in the comments, I want you to put it in. I'm going to be good. Put it in. Make that a declaration, okay? Make that a declaration. I'm going to be good. Put that in the comments. I'm going to be good. You gotta decree this stuff, right? You gotta write that out, okay? Because what good is a plan? What good is trading if your mentality is kind of off a little bit, right? If you operate out of fear, if you operate out of worry, we can't be operating out of worry. So we gotta get that stuff up out of here, okay? We gotta get that stuff up out of here. So put it in the comments. I'm going to be good. I'm gonna be good. All right. Declare that right there. First things first. All right, exactly. Pre-market is a trick. Pre-market is a trick. And that's the whole game right there, right? Pre-market is a trick. So it's like, don't pay attention to that stuff as much, right? Like it could give you a clue what's about to happen, but it's not fully the whole story, right? Because we could be red in the pre-market and then we can have a green day. We could be green in the pre-market, have a green day, a red day. Right? And sometimes that's how it be happening because they be playing games. Okay? So, Lionel said I'm going to be good and disciplined. Yep. I'm going to be good. I'm going to be good. I'm going to be good. Yeah. You're going to be good, y'all. All right? So whatever's going on in the world, I want you guys to understand, don't fret. Don't be worried. Don't be nervous. None of that. All right? You're going to be good regardless of what's going on, okay? Now that we got that out the way, okay, it's just I like to start with, some mindset stuff. I got to prime your mind, right? Get you guys tapped in. I don't know what your weekend be going like, okay? So now let's really get into it now. All right? So the thing to understand is price action. All right? Price action is the most important thing. So there's a couple stocks that showed signs of coming down on Friday. We didn't get an announcement about U.S. striking Iran yet, right? We did not get an announcement of that on Friday. But there were signs that were, being shown to us on Friday. So it's extremely important to understand. You got to pay attention to the charts, and you got to really learn how to read price action. What up, Antonio? You got to learn how to read price action, okay? If you're just tuning in, man, say what's up. If you haven't already, say what's up in the chat. Let me know you tuning in. Let me know where you're from, all right? What's up, Kent? All right, so check this out. Price action. So let's look at some price action, okay, for certain stocks, right? That's going to let us know what's going on in the market. Because here's something that I've learned, okay? This is extremely important. Something that I've learned is you can see that the market is about to come down before the news says something that makes it come down. So price action be in alignment with what's going on in the news. Have you ever seen something, seen a pattern, a chart pattern in the on the charts, and then you was like, okay, this says that the stock is going up, but you didn't get into play, right? You didn't get in the trade. And then before the market opens, something comes out in the news and the stock gaps up by $5, $10. And you like, why did the news come out right when this thing happened? I didn't get in the trade, but I knew it was going up. But I didn't know it was going to make it go up. Have you ever had that happen? You saw the direction. You saw it because you may have saw a dragonfly. You may have saw a bullish engulfer. You may have saw a bearish engulfer, right? You may have saw something that was telling you that the stock was going to go up or down. You did not get in a trade, and then news comes out to support your direction. Tell me if that has happened in the comments. It's happened to me. So what does that tell us? That tells us that price action is like extremely important. So these candlesticks, right? These candlesticks that are on these charts, They're letting us know what's to come. Okay? They are letting us know what is to come. Hear what I'm saying? They're letting us know what is to come. So when you see certain patterns or certain candlesticks, what that means is you got to trust them, right? You got to trust them because there may be some news coming out that's going to support your direction. You got to trust what you see on the charts. If you don't learn how to trust what you see on the charts and you don't learn how to trust yourself, and then here's the third thing. If you don't learn how to trust yourself, right? And be okay with the outcome of the trade, no matter what, you never gonna get where you want to get to. All right? You never gonna get where you want to get to. So you gotta understand that, all right, I'm seeing this price action. I'm seeing what's going on the charts. I'm gonna trust that. I am going to trust that. So you can see that a stock is going up. You get in a trade, and pre-market, it's down $3. You get out because you get scared, and then the stock ends up going up. You didn't trust yourself. You didn't trust what you see on the charts. Right? You didn't trust it. You gotta trust it, okay? You gotta trust it. What's up, Nkosi? You gotta trust it, okay? So we're gonna go to the charts now, and we're gonna go over a couple things, all right? If you just tuning in, man, say what's up. Let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from, and be sure to like this video. All right, let's get this video to 100 likes. All right, now check this out. Check this out. So if we look at, we could look at SPY. Okay. Now for the past 2 weeks on the SPY, we've had some some consolidation going on, right? So we've had a run up, right? So we've had a run up 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks straight. A red week here, and then 1, 2 more green weeks. Came up near all-time highs, starting to get rejected. What are the odds? So check this, what I'm talking about. What are the odds that we're starting to get rejected near all-time highs? What are the odds that we're going to get rejected near all-time highs? All right. So we're starting to get rejected here, right? All right, cool. So red. So sellers stepping in, okay? It rejected at 603.13. And then right here, it rejected at 602.31 on a weekly, okay? Now on a daily time frame, we got this right here. All right. It's been coming up. It's been getting a little bit weaker. All right. It's been trying to push up, but it hasn't really. And now, boom, this orange line is a daily level. We closed below this daily level under $600, right? We closed at 594.28 on Friday. All right. This is an indication that we coming back down. You see what I'm saying? This is price action right here, okay? Now let's go through. Let's go through some of these stocks right here. QQQ going to be basically the same. All right. Starbucks, nah. Uber looks like it wants to start coming down some more unless something crazy happens and then it could bounce off. This looks like a double bottom, but right here, this looks pretty bearish right there. Okay. We got Marvel. This is a bearish engulfing right here. Okay. So it rejected off the 200. Bearish engulfing. So this red candle engulfed this candle right here. So that's letting me know that we're going to have some downside action. Amazon, boom, right? Rejection, and then a really strong red candle right here, okay? Bounced off the 21 EMA. We got HIMS. Now, HIMS is one of the only companies that's looking strong despite everything that's going on right now, okay? HIMS looks strong. Also, Robinhood looks strong as well, okay? These are two stocks that look pretty strong despite everything that's going on right now. So even if these two stocks pull back, I still am willing to bet on them for the long term. And I made a video on Saturday talking about that. Friday. I made a video, top 3 stocks under $100. These two stocks were in that video, in that list. And I broke down why, okay? So if you have not watched that video, make sure later on you go and check out that video, okay? Let's look what else. Shopify looks like it wants to come down some more. Looks like it could be coming down like right here. I like trading Shopify at times. XYZ. XYZ actually looks bullish. I'm probably going to get into a swing trade this week. I don't, depending on how the market goes. Okay, AI looks like it wants to come down some more. Definitely. AI could be coming down to like 22. Okay, AMD. This looks like a big rejection candle right here. Okay. Palantir, bearish engulfing. Okay, you see that right there? So we got a red candle right here, a small consolidation candle. This is inside of both these candles, so it's been being engulfed by both these red candles right here. So this bearish candle is swallowing this one right here. So that's letting me know that we're gonna come down. Okay. Look at Apple. Okay, this one looks like it could be trying to come up. Look like a double bottom right here, but with everything that's just happened, we gonna see what happens, right? But let's look at Nvidia. Nvidia, this is a bearish engulfing right here. Okay, check it out. So this candle right here, this candle is inside of this candle, like barely, okay? Like barely. But this one right here, and you could also say it could look like potential tweezers as well. All right, so this looks like it could be coming down as well. All right, and if we look at the RSI, I'm pretty sure that the RSI is, yeah, it's pretty high up there as well. It's not overbought fully, but it is at the top, almost overbought as well. So Nvidia has room to come down as well. Okay, if we look at Microsoft, let's look at Microsoft because they're a big dog. Microsoft, where are you at? Microsoft. They look like, I feel like Microsoft is overextended right now. They've been hovering above this oversold level for a while. It's only a matter of time until they come. Once they close below this 9 EMA, that's going to open up room for the stock to start really coming down. Okay, and then we got, let's look at Meta as well. Okay, Meta had a big red day on Friday. Okay, 3 red days in a row. Closed below this 9 EMA right here. Closed at 682. All right, and it was just at 707. So it looked like it was potentially going to be going up, right? It was holding right here, and then what happened? Boom, it blasted off. Okay, tried to test all-time highs, but it didn't quite get there. Then it started to come down. All right, so a lot of these stocks, right? A lot of these stocks that I'm seeing is that are coming down. Here's the pattern right here. Okay, a lot of those stocks that I just talked about, those stocks are basically in the SPY, but also they're big tech stocks, right? Mag 7 ones mainly. Okay, so the stocks that are look like they're coming down are Mag 7. So I want you guys to understand this, okay? I want you guys to understand this. If we have things happen continuously, like if they start saying that troops is going to the Middle East, here's what's going to happen. It's going to be an opportunity to buy into certain stocks, because what's going to happen is investors is going to pull their money out of certain stocks for a short period of time. They're going to put their money into other stocks that are down or about to go up. And then the tech stocks, I feel like, are going to have a potentially a small pullback, right? And we do have some gaps on the SPY to the downside that most likely we're going to be filling, okay? And then from there, we can start seeing a bounce and going to the upside, okay? Now, I've been talking about this for a while with the SPY, right? Look at the SPY on the daily, y'all. All right? What's up, Big Smash 88? What up? If you just tuning in, man, say what's up, all right? Drop it in the comments. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And be sure to like this video as well, okay? So I'm getting y'all ready for the week, all right? Whoever watching, I'm getting you ready for the week. What's up, She Loves C? What up, what up? All right. What's up, DT? What's up, Cut Trio? What percent do you usually have as a stop loss? I feel like that's a loaded question. All right. It depends on what strategy you trade in. I don't have just one stop loss percentage for every single trade. Swing trade, day trade, it just depends. All right. It's about, I always say this about what level, okay? So I made a video on stop losses. Be sure if, listen, almost any question at this point, you can ask me right here. I done made a video about it. All right. I really want to encourage you guys to really, really, really go watch my videos, because I literally am giving you guys a very, very rich amount of information. You got to do the work. All right. There is no blanket answer in trading and investing. Everything is a case by case basis. All right. If you want to, if you guys want to like go into your case, then book a one-on-one. All right. A back testing session or a one-on-one session. And we can look at your whole everything and we could break it down and I can help you out with that. Okay. But I have so many videos that's going to answer a lot of y'all questions. All right. So let's look at the SPYs on a daily time frame. All right. Look at this right here. This is what I'm looking at. All right. This is what I'm looking at. So we have this gap right here. Okay. All the way down to 567. Right. Actually a little bit lower. All right. It's a little bit lower. It's down to 566. Okay. Y'all see this gap right here, right? Y'all see that gap right there? Okay, so check this out, y'all. All right, look at this. So we had a run up. All right, we gapped up, we ran up. So gap and go, gapped up, and we went. All right, so we went from here, 576, all the way up to 593. That's $20 move. And then what we do, we pull back, okay? So it looked like it was about to come and fill this gap right here, right? But then it bounced off of that 21 EMA and then it bounced up. Okay, so look, so now we're gonna make this come a little lower right here. So we got a gap from 574 down to 566. Okay, that's $8-10. All right. So what we could be doing is we could be coming down to fill this gap right here. Now before this happened, this gap was, it was like $11. It was like an $11 gap. All right. But now it's about a $6 gap. All right. Now it's about a 566 to 574. That's an $8 gap. All right. This has to get filled at some point. We're currently under 594 right now. All right. And if we go to the fear and greed index, let's see. Okay. Let's see what the fear and greed index shows us. All right. Let's see what it's saying. So right now, let's see where we're at. Now we at 55. Okay, we was just over here in the greed section about a week ago. All right, because we was coming up to all-time highs. Everybody was getting excited. All right, this may change tomorrow. This may change this week, right? We may be in the 30s by the end of the week, and we may be in fear, okay? This hasn't updated yet, all right? So we gonna see what happens. You see what I'm saying? We gonna see what happens, but that's the fear and greed index. So we got this gap. So if you see that SPY starts coming down, right, and then we start coming into this gap right here, if we come into this gap right here, then this fear and greed index is gonna be somewhere around the lower half of this fear section right here, okay? Understand what I'm saying, all right? There's a correlation between this right here and then this right here, okay? And I'm looking at the SPY first because the SPY is the actual market. I want y'all to understand that. So when I'm saying the market, I'm talking about the SPY. When I'm saying the SPY, I'm talking about the market, stock market. The S&P 500 is a holding of 500 of the top companies in the stock market, okay? That's 500 companies. There's about 6,200 stocks in the whole stock market. This is the top 500, all right? So, with that being said, that's where we're at with the SPY and with the market, and kind of like with going up, going down, where the fear is at, where the greed is at, and stuff like that. So we do have this gap right here. Am I saying that we're gonna fill it? No. But what I am saying is there is a potential, we could potentially be coming down to this 568, 66 level, filling that gap and then bouncing and then going to the upside and then reclaiming those all-time highs and then going higher. Okay? That is a possibility. Okay? So we got to make sure that we are ready for whatever. All right? We got to make sure that we're ready for whatever. All right? Best B videos are life-changing. I appreciate that, man. He's giving master classes. Yeah, that's my goal. Like, real talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can go to my YouTube channel and you could really go make 100K, 150K. You really just got to be focused and you got to be locked in. All right? Like, serious. What's up, Veronica? How you doing? What's up, Mike, 2 times? All right? Like, I'm not just saying this stuff. Like, you really, really, really can go change your life on my YouTube channel. All right? Like, and I sincerely, sincerely mean that. All right? So I'm not being a hole or nothing, but I really want you guys to understand that, like, I put a lot of work into this stuff, and I really want you guys to, you know, I want you guys to change your life. I got 286 videos, all right, and not a lot of shorts either. I probably got about 10 to 15 YouTube shorts. I'm talking about long form videos, okay? Like, real talk. If you look at this, my videos, right? Long form videos, right? 10 minutes, 19 minutes, 20 minutes, right? 12 minutes, 14 minutes, right? I'm talking about really, really, really good stuff. I got some vlogs in there too, but I'm talking about real life stuff, okay? This stuff is life-changing right here, all right? And then I got lives, all right? I got a whole bunch of lives. I'm talking about hour-long videos breaking everything down, okay? Breaking everything down. Y'all could go look at all of this. Take time. It just takes time, yo. You got to just be willing to focus, right, and put the work in, okay? So it's not about, you know, what the stop loss is. It's not about what play, right? Not about what trade. It's about, yo, understanding the actual game. I put a lot of work into this stuff. I come out with a video every single day. Literally, I have not missed one day since I started doing daily videos in January 1st. Since January 1st, I have not missed a day. Some days I've even dropped 2 videos, and some days I've dropped 3. All right, so just understand what's really happening right here, okay? So that's what I'm talking about with the SPY, okay? So the SPY, we could really be coming down. All right, with the SPY, we really could be coming down. All right, now you got to understand as well. Donald Trump is the king of volatility. All right. Donald Trump is the king of volatility. And it's funny because I didn't believe it at first, right? I didn't believe it at first. So I remember when Donald Trump was, when he got elected, me and Charlie was talking. She was like, are you ready to be trading when Donald Trump is in office? Were you paying attention to what was going on in the stock market when he was in office? I was like, nah, right? Because I was trading, when I started trading, Biden was in office. So the stock market was just kind of going like this. I was still getting cooked in the beginning, right? I was still getting cooked. Hear what I'm saying? I was still getting cooked. But with that, right, with that being said, I was like, nah, I really wasn't paying attention. She said, you gonna see. She was right, okay? Charlie was right. Charlie was right. Donald Trump is going to make the markets go up crazy, and he's going to make the markets go down crazy. He's going to make the markets go down to the point where you think the world going to end. You're not going to get in your trades. You're not going to buy your stocks because you're going to think the world going down. You're going to think the stock market going down, and then it's going to bounce. And then 2 months later, a month later, 3 weeks later, stock's going to be up by 45% equities, and you're going to be like, damn, I wish I would have bought in. That's what Donald Trump gonna do. All right? So I just want you guys to understand, I'm trying to get you guys ready. Because what's about to happen is, if we get blessed with another pullback, and understand that, if we get blessed with another pullback, that is a gift. Because when HIMS was at $20, $25, you didn't know how low HIMS was gonna be at. You didn't know that HIMS was gonna be at $60 a couple months later. Right? When Robinhood was at $28, you didn't know that 2 months later, it was going to be at $78. I want you to understand that's like a 9,000% trade. If you bought calls when Robinhood was at $28 and you rolled it up to $78, you would be up over 9,000%. All right, so let me just break this down for you, okay? So let's say you would have got in Robinhood when it was at let's say $30, okay? Let's say $30. Right now, Robinhood is at $78, right? Let me make sure I'm breaking this down precisely so you can understand what I'm saying. $78.50, okay? So let's do the math. $78.50, right? 50 minus $30. So that's a $48 move on a small stock, okay, on Robinhood, okay? So $48, all right? So let's say that you would have invested, let's say you would have got a contract 3 months out. So April, okay? April was when everything was at the bottom. And if you think I'm lying, let me pull the chart so I can show you because I don't be lying on here. All right, so look at this. Hood, right? It was at, on April 9th, okay? On April 9th, April 10th, no, this is April 7th, it was at $30.05, right? Y'all see that, right? $30.05, okay? $30.36, it was a little bit lower. You see that wick right there, okay? So $30.05. So we're going to say $30, all right? And right now it's at $78.50, okay? So let me break this down for you, okay? So that's a $48 move. Now, let's say you got 2 contracts and each contract was $800, okay? $800. And let's say you got a strike price of, $30, a $30 strike price, okay? Let's do this. Let me just show you what it would look like. Watch this. I'm gonna blow your mind with this because I want you to really see and understand what's really going on right here. So look at this, y'all. Watch this. So I'm going to Hood right now. I got the expiration dates of today, June 27th, okay? And we got, let me go to, I'm going to go to the $30 strike prices, all right? So check this out. Y'all ready for this? Let me break this down. Okay, so this is the options chain right here, right? All right, so let's say I would have got in at $800 each contract, okay? And I would have got this expiration date right here, June 27th, back in April. That's 2 months. That's only 2 months out, okay? That's only 2 months out. And let's say I would have got these contracts right here, 30 strike price, because at the time, Robinhood was at $30, okay? So I would have got $800, okay, for 2 contracts, okay? 800 times 2 is $1,600, okay? Hear what I'm saying? $800 per contract, and you got 2 contracts. That's $1,600 total. Now, let's say you would have sold these contracts on Friday. Each of these contracts are now worth, the bid is $4,700 and the ask is $5,000. So let's say $4,800, okay? That means that $4,800 times 2, 4,800, damn it, hold on. 4,800 per contract times 2 is $9,600. So in 2 months, you could have turned $1,600 into $9,600. You see what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's just off a swing for 2 months, right? And that's just $1,600. What if you would have put $5K in there? So now let's do $1,600 divided by 9,600 times 100. That is, I believe 1,600. No, that's not 1,600%. 1,600. That's 16x. No, 9600, my bad, 9600 divided by 1600, you would have 6x your money. 6x your money. All right? You would have 6x your money. You see what I'm saying? And those contracts 2 months out were probably only $500, if I'm being honest. Robinhood's contracts don't be that expensive, okay? They don't be that expensive. 2 months out, let's go to August. So we in June right now. Let's go to August 15th. Contracts are $600, right? So those contracts were probably worth $600 to $700. All right. So this is what I'm saying. So when we get a pullback, you could really make big, big, big money. Is what I'm trying to get you to understand. All right. I'm trying to get you guys to understand that. That's why I wanted to do the math right there for you guys. All right. What's up, Kanaka? DT, what we seeing is you got in a call and then it's a violent rug pull because he said something crazy that can mess you up if you didn't set up your stop loss. I'm not sure what you're asking. I'm not sure what you're asking. But so let's talk about some I got two stocks that I'm looking at for swing trades this week, right? That I'm gonna give y'all. All right. I'm gonna give y'all these right here. Okay. Now check this out. Check out what I'm about to tell you. All right. So we got where we at? So we at I want to start with this stock. So I'll start with this stock right here. So the first stock that I'm looking at this week to swing is going to be none other than HIMS. All right. One of my favorite stocks right now. All right. Now I'm gonna break down. I'll go over Google as well because I'm looking at Google this week too. So I'll go over Google as well because I'm always watching Google. Google is one of my stocks. I'm always looking at Google. Okay, but let's look at the first stock, which is going to be HIMS. All right, so let's break this down. All right, so check this out. So we got this cut, we got this handle, we're breaking out this handle, right? Coming up. Now look at this. This on a daily time frame. This orange line is a daily level right here, okay? At 59.91. So we closed above that, we came down, bounced off the 9 EMA, came up, right? Now look, so we closed up here at 64.06. Now, this is interesting. On the 30-minute time frame, right, HIMS was up and down. It was actually an ugly chart. Like, there's not a real trade in here. If you go to the 15-minute, this is a trade. We actually took this trade and we made like 20% on HIMS on Friday. But this is a trade, but it was real choppy, okay? So it went up. Right, we was up what 5% on the day for HIMS, but it gapped up, right? So it gapped up. So it gapped up by from 61 to 62. So it gapped up $1, and then it moved another $3. All right, but it was kind of up and down. But if you look at the daily time frame, okay, all we have is we don't have any resistance. Right? Until we hit here at $67, okay? So we got this level right here at 67.34, 67.31, okay? Right there. So if we break and close above this level right here, that would be a great entry for calls to go to the upside, right? And we got this level right here to test, 73.20, which is all-time highs for HIMS, right? Now, we might open up down tomorrow. All right, we might open up down tomorrow. Now, we got to see where futures opens up, right? But check it out. If we do open up down, let's say we open up at $61. That's actually a great entry, a great swing entry, because we could come down here, bounce off 59, bounce off of that, and then come to the upside and break above here, 64, 61, and then go up here, okay? So if we come down and we bounce, that's even better, because you're getting a better entry to go to the upside, okay? So that's HIMS, all right? This stock looks beautiful, looks bullish. On the daily, the weekly, like everything looks good, okay? You look at the weekly time frame, it just had a strong week, okay? I think that this week gonna follow up with it, and it's gonna do its thing up here, all right? I think that HIMS is gonna have a very, very, very strong week, all right? Despite everything that's going on, because HIMS is not in the S&P 500, all right? It's not a big tech company. So I think HIMS is gonna have a very strong week. I think it's gonna make some noise, okay? So that's the first trade that I'm looking at is HIMS. All right. Let me see. So, and then the next trade, the next stock that I'm looking at is another beautiful one, right? So check this out. All right. Let's look at, where's it at? Not Robinhood, XYZ block. Okay. Now, if you look at the daily time frame, okay, if you look at the daily time frame, let's see what happened. So it came up here, broke through this level, tested the 9 EMA, and it bounced up, right? It tried to make it to the 200, but it didn't have enough juice. So it rejected right here, and then it came down, right? So it came from 66, and it came down to 61, right? Now it bounced off of here, then it came right back down, and it bounced off, right? And it came to the upside. So right now we got, this is a dragonfly right here. And then we got another like small candle right here. Now, I think that this week we're going to come and touch $67. All right. I think we're going to come and touch $67 this week. Now, if we can close above $67 on the daily or the weekly, I like XYZ to the upside, and then we got a gap, okay? So I might get a swing that's like 3 months out for XYZ and just hold it, because I truly think that this right here is gonna print crazy, okay? Because from here, from 67 all the way to 81, I think that that thing is gonna do some damage, okay? So that's what I'm looking at on XYZ, right? I really like it. It's strong. It only has a gap down here at $59. All right, that's the only gap I see. Besides that, I don't see no other gaps, right? It's been trudging along. It's been real solid. It's been smooth. Yeah, it has one small gap right here, but yeah, I don't see it coming back down to 50 right now. I think it's gonna come back. It broke above right here, closed, right, bounced off, retested it, boom, right? So I could see block, if we could close above this $67 level, then I could see block really, making some waves and making a crazy move up to this $82 level, right, to fill that gap right there and to retrace this right here, all right? And when you understand that, you see the opportunity at hand, okay? So because it went from May to now, right? From May to June, what's this date? May 2nd to June 22nd, we moved $20, right? That's 1 month, okay? That's just 1 month. So in 2 months, XYZ could really go from here to here, all right? And then it could make a nice move. And that right there from 65, 67 to $80, $82, that would be a really, really, really nice move right there. Okay? So he said showing XYZ some love. Yeah, man. I mess with XYZ. I like trading them. You got to catch them on a good day though, because if you get XYZ, it move a little clunky sometimes. But if you catch them on a wrong day, you're gonna lose your bread. But that's any stock trading options, right? Because these stocks move, they move, right? When you got a mover, you gonna know, All right, it can make you a lot of money. You can lose a lot of money. All right. If you have not, be sure to like this video. All right, let's get this video to 100 likes. And drop in the comments where you tuning in from. All right, let me know where you tuning in from. We got 50 people on this live. All right, I'm gonna go over Google right now because Google is something that I'm always looking at. I'm always looking at Google. All right. Yeah, Gerald, for XYZ, that's why I would get a in the money, like a deep in the money contract. So let's see real quick. If I go to XYZ, let's see something. So if I go to XYZ, right? Number one, let's go to 30. No, let's go to 30. All right. All right, so let's say I want to go to XYZ real quick. And let's say I want to get a swing that's in October, okay? And I'm at, if the stock right now is at $63, then if the stock right now is at $63, then like a $60 strike price would be cool. So that means for every dollar that this stock goes up, I would make about $65, okay? So if we got a $20 move, what's 65 times 20? 65 times 20 is $1,300 per contract, okay? So if I get, let's see, if this contract is 800, let's say 880 for October. So let's say I do September 19th. All right. So yeah, okay. So let's say I want to get a 62.50 strike price. And the delta is 59. So you could either do one or two things. You could go further in the money, or you could go further in time. Okay. So, but this one is 66. So you're probably better off just doing September 19th or October 17th. And then say, okay, I'm going to get this one right here at 65. That's going to be about $900. You get two of them. That's $1,800. All right. You could get 3, 4, 5, right? But depending on where your account size is at. So let's say you get two contracts at $900. That's $1,800, okay? So for every dollar that this stock moves, you're going to make $65. If you got a $20 move, that's $1,300, right? So if you invest $1,800 and you catch that full move, and that's $1,300 per contract, 1,300 times 2 is $2,600 in profit. So you could turn 1,800 into 2,600 in profit, which would be 4,400. So you could turn 1,800 into $4,400 if XYZ makes this move. You see what I'm saying? So yeah. So XYZ contracts are very reasonable. I like them stocks that I like stocks under $100 that aren't, $2,000 to trade, because you can make big money with stocks that, their premiums on a weekly basis are only $200. You just got to learn how to trade. Okay. So yeah, we got Philly tapping in. What up, Philly? Lancaster. Okay. I used to stay in Long Beach. So shout out to SoCal. This may be a good week for war stocks. Yeah. So that's another thing. And let me go over that. I didn't even get a chance to really talk about that. VA, okay, ATL by way of Brooklyn. Hey, shout out to Brooklyn, man. My girl from Brooklyn. She from Bed-Stuy. All right. Well, she from Brownsville, but she lived in Bed-Stuy a lot. So shout out to Brooklyn. I love Brooklyn. All right. Mathing on that one. Hold on. Yeah, Gerald. Yep. New Jersey. Okay. DJ Nice, New Jersey. You got to be from New Jersey with a name like DJ Nice. You know what I'm saying? I'm at work right now at NOC. Yeah, hey, NOC, listen, okay, so if this war start going crazy, man, I want y'all to understand. Crowd, okay? So, okay, we got defense stocks, you got supply, you got oil, okay? So, let's go through a couple real quick. I'm gonna give y'all. All right? If this war really start popping off, these stocks gonna go crazy. All right? First one, we gonna go with where is that? XOM. Okay, this is an oil stock, Exxon Mobil. Okay, it's triple bottom right here. It's been blasting off. It's been consolidating. Then got a gap to fill right here. Okay, if this stuff start popping off crazy, Exxon Mobil, and you see oil prices go crazy, you already know what time it is. All right, so look at futures right now. They're about to open up in a couple minutes. We gonna see where oil prices are at. But if they close the Hormuz Strait, then it could really be some problems. And oil could go up by 10%, 20% in a 24, 48 hour period. Okay, so we got Exxon Mobil. All right, that one gonna go crazy. CrowdStrike is gonna go crazy. Okay, CrowdStrike gonna go crazy for surely. Gold. Okay, gold is gonna go crazy. Right now it's at 309, but we gonna see what's going on in the war. Investors gonna try to put their money into more secure assets. All right. Another one is gonna be where it's at, Lockheed Martin. Okay, LMT. This what happened. It gapped up crazy and it went all the way to 490. Okay. When last week when this stuff started going on with Iran. All right. Where's another one at? Oxy, another oil stock. Okay. Another oil stock. If you see Oxy go above 47.20 at 200 EMA, then we could see it go to about 50, 55. Okay. And it's at 45 right now. And that's a big move. Okay. So that's what's going on. Oxy. Another one. Where is that? NOC, like Plan B just said. Okay. Plan BT just said, look where it's at. It had a gap right here last Friday. Got announced about everything going on with Iran. That joint went crazy, okay? It went from 488, it didn't touch 518 in a day. All right, a day and a half. So NOC went crazy. All right. We got my baby Chevron. All right. We got two gaps to the upside. Chevron, man, this thing could really go to like 163. All right, but we gotta have all the stars aligned. All right. So we got CVX, Lululemon, no, silver. Here's gonna be another one. All right, silver. So it gapped down. So it was at what, 33. It closed at 32.72. It gapped down, but silver is gonna be another one. All right, silver gonna be another one. It could potentially come to 31 and fill this gap, but with everything that's going on right now, I don't know if that's gonna happen. All right, it might really, jump right here and then come up. All right, so silver is gonna be another one. If you see this stuff continuously heating up, silver, gold, those are gonna be some go-tos. And then we got Crowd, Lockheed, what else? What did I say? NOC, Crowd, CVX, XOM, yeah. So yeah, I want you guys to think about what would war make the demand go up for, right? Because all this thing is about supply and demand, okay? Supply and demand, okay? The lower the supply you got, the higher the demand, the more money something gonna cost. All right. This is just basic economics. All right. Supply and demand. All right. Supply is where sellers are at. Demand is where buyers are at. Okay. Supply and demand. All right. Now let's go over Google and then we're gonna get up out of here, okay? So let's look at Google real quick, because Google is I've been rocking with Google, all right? So look at Google, okay? Now it's interesting. So this is a range that Google has been in, okay? So we got 174.94, all right? So we got 174.94. Okay. That's the resistance. And then we got right here at 166.15. Okay. So 115. All right. So this is a $8 range right here. All right. And then we got a couple other like small daily levels right here, 176. Then we got, I don't think that this, I think I'm meant to mark this one on my day trading, but yeah, we'll delete that one. All right, so we got this one as well at 178. Okay, so I'll write this one right here, 178.91. All right, so 178.91. All right, so this is a range, so between 166 and 178. All right, so look what it did. So it finally broke this level of 166 and it came up, right? Rejected off of here, came down. See that 200 EMA? Bounced up, rejected again, came down, right? Came down a little bit lower this time right here. Bounced off this 21 EMA and then it went up. So it went from 166 to 178, right? Rejected off of here. Came down, tried to come up, rejected, and then boom. All right. So that's what's going on with Google. Now with this candle right here, let me give y'all the 50% rule, okay? So tomorrow, if Google doesn't get above 50% of this candle, so let's say right here, okay? So if you see Google, go to the arrow. All right. So if you see Google, I don't know where it's going to open up at, but if it comes here and it can't get above this halfway, 50% of this candle right here, I want you to expect it to come down. All right? Straight up. And if it breaks below 166.15, then Google could be coming down to about 163, but even more so, closer to like 155-ish, all right? Yeah, around 155, right? And potentially like 150, all right? But I would realistically say about 155, right? Between 155 and 158, but more so 155. So let's say 156.17, okay? 156.17. So if you see that Google does not clear halfway of this red candle right here, because what it's going to do is it's going to try to retrace, okay? It's going to try to retrace. If it can't retrace higher, that's going to let you know it's weak, and then boom, it's going to reject off of there, going to come back lower, all right? And then we could come back here, and that would set us up for a nice entry to go get in a 4-month, 6-month call, and Google could come back to the upside. All right. But it was just at 178. Right now it's at 166. If we could come into 150s, that's a beautiful, beautiful place to get into Google, because it's going to do what it do. All right. Because if you look at Google, look at it. When we had a day like this, look what happened. 150, boom. Blasted off to 168. That's an $18 move right there. That's beautiful. All right. Came down here, 147, boom. Went to 165, right? It was down here, 141, boom. Blasted off, went to 160, all right? So anytime it was down here, it blasted off and it had a nice move, okay? So if you see Google come down here again around that 150, 152 level, expect a big move to the upside, all right? A really big move to the upside, because this is a demand level right here, all right? This is a very strong demand level right here. I actually would love for Google to come down to 150 so that I could get in calls and ride it to the upside, because Google would bounce off of here and then go to the upside. All right. So yeah, so that's what I got for y'all. Okay. That's what I got for y'all. I really want you guys to have a great day tonight, right? Enjoy your night. I want you guys to have a great week as well, right? Let's see if futures opened up. It's 5 o'clock now out here. All right. Let's see real quick. Let's see on Trading View futures. Nah, it ain't open yet. It ain't open yet. Dang. Yeah, it should be opening up any moment now. But yeah. So I really hope that y'all have a great week this week. All right. Yeah, coin been moving crazy. All right. Well, not necessarily because of war, because a lot of stuff been going on with legislation, and they're trying to like make crypto more legit. Okay, but you see, Bitcoin is at 100,000 right now. Okay, I want y'all to pay attention to this. Right, look at this. Bitcoin right now is at 99K. All right, 99K. You see that? Came down here, bounced up 110, and then boom, right? So if you see, has some bull flags, broke out, boom, right? So Bitcoin is at 99K. So I'm willing to bet that Coinbase is probably gonna be down tomorrow. I'm willing to bet that. All right. Chris said, do I have any thoughts on SPY? I did a whole breakdown, probably the first 20 minutes on this video. I was talking about SPY. All right. So when I close this video, be sure to go back to the beginning and then go look at SPY. I mean, go start the video from the beginning because I talked about SPY. You know, I broke that whole thing down. All right. So yeah, absolutely, Veronica. All right. I come here every single day. All right. Sunday through Sunday, I'm dropping videos. I have not missed a day for 6 months. All right. Be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. All right. Join the Discord. Be in the Discord first thing in the morning tomorrow because we're going to smack the market. All right. We're going to pay attention to our levels and we're going to make these trades. All right. So, like I always say, make sure you get up out of your head and go get into this world because your head is a dangerous place to live. All right. And also remember, the more you study, the less you worry. All right. I appreciate everybody's time. I appreciate y'all tuning in today on this beautiful Sunday. You guys have a great day. You guys have a great evening and have a great week trading. All right. Make sure you are in the Discord. Click the link in the description to join the Discord. You get a 7-day free trial. All right. And I'm going to see you guys tomorrow morning in the Discord. Be there early. All right. Be there early. We're going to trade. We're going to make some bread and we're going to get this money. All right. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow in the next video. Peace.